All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another market and trade review and analysis for today, January the 23rd. Another banger of a day on the paper account, up 8K on that. The PayPal swings we talked about last night went big. The ones I called out on Twitter, it's awesome. And we're up we've almost took the count to 100K just in this month. So I'm not trying to hit 100K. I'm just continuing to stay consistent with the strategy that I have. Working on making a guide with that strategy detailed so that everybody can, see how I cut my losses and how I scale my trades. And the reason the account is growing faster and faster each day and each week is because, I'm able to scale my sizing with that strategy. So super fun to be able to do that. Go ahead and give this channel a subscribe. Because when I put that account or the guide out, you're gonna want to watch that for sure. Also a reminder that in the description of each one of these videos, right, I put a link for free stock, or a referral link. If you use that link, sign up for a Webull account. If you don't already have one, using the link, we both get free shares. It's awesome. And if you're like, I already have Webull, but I signed up and nothing's happened, you can just use a different email, open a new account, and actually fund the account this time, and it will get the free shares for you. Now that you're watching these, you know what you're doing. Anyways, let's take a look at what we traded today. Mainly the SPY, a little bit of DWAC, and a little bit of PayPal, the swings, right? So let's look at that, the PayPal swings overnight. And hopefully the audio is better for you guys today. I messed with the audio, I messed with the stream quality as well. So that should be a little bit better for you guys, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, looking at all of this here for PayPal. Right, so our theory was that we did not come down to test this channel, and then we were bounced above the 9 EMA on the daily. And even more convincing than that, right, we looked at the 4-hour trend and the test on the 4-hour of the 21 EMA, and that's part of what had us take that trade, right? And so at open, the 5-minute always tells a better story, right? PayPal ran overnight, then came down a little bit, and then it opened, smoked up here, and we sold on this candle in here for, I think it was like 43% or something like that, and then I was out. So it's a great trade. Couple grand off that, super fun to take. Actually, not a couple grand, I think it was like $1,200 or $1,300, but it was a great trade. So, swinging has a ton of power if done correctly. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in this video, because we are swinging some Netflix into earnings, which can be risky, but you'll like to see what happened there. Looking at the SPY, right? Let's go ahead and hide this, check out the daily. And we have a day with essentially the exact same range. We missed the high that was put in yesterday by 11 cents. I think we went to 485.11 instead of, let's see, or 485. Yeah, 11, 485.11. I'm looking up here for the high, right? So 45.11, and yesterday was 45.22. So we barely missed it. The bottom of this range was super close as well, 42.89, 42.78. So, literally traded within the exact same range, minus give or take, 10, 20 cents. So not a whole lot of price action, but if you trade it right, and you have your levels in, it's definitely something you can make money off of, and that's what we did today, right? So I didn't play any of the downside on SPY. I take that back. I did play some of the downside on SPY. And then down in here, this was a perfect buy signal, right? Of this almost double bottom, full engulfing, and then this candle right here, that should be a buy signal for sure. But I was a little hesitant because I had gotten stopped out on something earlier. I can't remember what it was on the day. I only took a few trades today, but I was hesitant. There was a lot going on at work today, so I didn't have time to really look at the charts, even on my phone, just on the side there while I was working. So that may have been it. I want to make sure I'm in the right headspace and that I have the time to look at the trade. Again, this is a paper count, so that obviously my work comes first. That's what's most important, so that if I have to step away or take a call, whatever it is, I'm not like, crap, I gotta close out the trade really fast. I can let it run. It's not the end of the world. And I'm sizing such that it's not gonna kill the account either. So looking at this here, This is a perfect buy signal. I didn't buy here. However, I did buy on this flag down here on a test of the VWAP. And we went up here. I did not sell because I'm looking for a break of the 484.21 level. We came back down, tested again, and I was almost stopped out in here. And then we went, boom. And I took that trade on the Qs as well. Really similar setup on the Qs right in here, right? Almost stopped out, and then we ran in the end of the day. And that was a sweet trade as well. So that's SPY, that's the Qs. Looking at that, we looked at PayPal. Now DWAC, I mean, this thing is just, I traded this more today because how can you not, right? When it's moving like this candle right here, insane, all the way up to the opening range of the day, opening levels. And so I bought in here and rode this next candle, 2 candles up, and was out. I think it did like 42% in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something crazy. So on the daily for DWAC, right? We talked about this yesterday, how the last time it ran big, it continued for many days. And Trump today just won the nomination in like Vermont or something. Or not the nomination, I don't know. So there's more news on Orange Man Bad today that is positive news. And so it's probably going to continue to run into tomorrow. There's crazy order flow coming through on this with people, you know, in $100 calls, which is not out of the question for this stock, to be honest with you. So if you're like, I'm late to the party, it might just be getting started. So watching that definitely tomorrow as well. And with that goes Rumble, right? Goes Fun, PHUN, different things like that. I'm going to save Netflix for the end of this video, and you're going to want to see that. Tesla, right? Tesla just chilling out in this range in here, up and down, wicking around, back and forth. Tesla was a good short off the open after we popped, right? If that's not a sell candle, then I don't know what is. And we came up, but then you just it bled all day, right? So from this level, it's 212 down to 207. That's a $5 range. That's a great trade. You know, if you're working, if you buy time, the decay is going to be, it's kind of not going to be in your favor there, but pretty good. So that is what Tesla is at. Tomorrow is earnings for Tesla. And let me take off the barcode here, right? The last time that Tesla had earnings was back in here, and we dropped massively. A lot of people are saying, hey, maybe this is the up and up for Tesla's earnings. Again here, earnings, it's a drop. Back in here, earnings, it's a drop. Back in here, this is the earnings beat and spike. So it's been 4 earnings reports since Tesla has had a positive reaction to earnings. We all are in this zone down here. The question is, do we gap down to below 200? Or, you know, from here, is this the make or break and we go up? Anything can happen, trade accordingly, right? So looking at that, yesterday we also talked about Fiverr, and we liked the strong finish into the close on Fiverr, very bullish. However, today, while we did open higher and barely get above that 200 EMA, we came back down and tested it, right? It was a short day for IWM and a lot of the mid caps, small caps, right? IWM was a crazy short all day, just it bled. $4 range almost on IWM, which is you don't see that super often on days like this where there's not crazy action. So we're keeping Fiverr on watch because while it did come back, it didn't give up. You know, this whole candle, it's not an engulfing candle. If anything, it's, you know, it put in a higher high today, even though it's a red candle. So we'll see what happens. We do have, interestingly, a MACD cross on the daily. If you love the MACD like a lot of people do, could be notable. And then the last thing we want to look at today before Netflix is Bitcoin. That's the 5-minute. On the daily, right? We came down, we wicked off of this range, and that is the level that I put in, and this is the this is the Fibonacci retracement that we drew yesterday. So on the Fib retracement, right, we have this level here that we're at, and then we have this big range coming back up from there, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got a lot of room to go. The Fib level did test the wick of this candle to the T and the base of this candle. Yeah. And then the test here on the 41.97, right, which was the previous. So we need an SR flip right now. Right now it's still a resistance. We need a flip, SR support and resistance. We need to flip and have this become support again. It is resistance as we speak. So watching Bitcoin, it did run up though. This right here, right in the hours after close, it continued to run. almost $800, and it crossed back over 40K for a little bit. And because of that, right, you see stuff like Mara running after hours. You'll see stuff like Coin running after hours as well, right? And then probably stuff like Riot is probably running after hours. Yep. Maybe iBit is running after hours. Yeah, so the ETFs, anything like that that has, you know, ties or relations to Bitcoin is going to be moving after hours. Because of that, we need an SR flip before we see another leg up, in my opinion. And it's got to be a strong SR flip with conviction. Last but not least for today, Netflix. Sheesh, if that isn't an earnings beat, I don't know what is. So, right, the last time that Netflix had earnings, right, 344, and the top of this range is 408. We moved over $60, just crazy. I want to see, you know, what does that look like? And if we can get a replay on that, what's the date on this? 10/18, so 10/19 replay. And we want the date, we want 10/19. No data. It doesn't go back that far. Dang it. Webull is getting better with their software, but it's not perfect on the replay function, right? So anyways, big move today after hours. Big move for sure. We were at 492 at close, and we traded up to 435. So, you know, $40 move, pretty sweet. I did play this in the paper account with a strategy that I break down on my YouTube short and my TikTok, Instagram reels, all that at Coach Cash, on how to take an earnings bet. Essentially, you have to hedge your position with puts and calls at the same time. So go check that out to see how I did that, and tune in tomorrow to see how we do on that. You know, we're gonna make money, gonna lose money. We'll find out. We'll see. So anyways, I appreciate you guys being here, watching the video. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you have questions, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Give me a follow on all the socials. And remember to click that link in the description for the referral code. You and I both get free stock. It's a win-win. Remember, if your goals and dreams don't scare you, probably not big enough. See you guys tomorrow.